Okay, that's really creepy. I've never heard my Zoom do that before. um, okay, hey, I was just cleaning out my Google Calendar. This is something I generally do like once per quarter, pretty flexibly, but I try to do it every couple of months just to make sure that everything in there is making sense and I'm on track to hit my targets with some of the big goals that I have. And while I was doing it, I thought that I should make a video about it. And so I thought I would share with you the three things that I try to do when I'm doing like a calendar spring cleaning. So you can maybe do the same thing if your calendar is getting a little crazy or you're feeling like you have a lot on the go, your to-do list is long, or you have a lot of big goals happening, and you want to make sure that you have room for everything in your calendar. So, okay, so here's what I'll do. I'll open up my calendar and look through what I've got going on for basically like the next 3 months. So it's nice to do it at the beginning of the quarter. And the first thing that I always try to do is add in as much white space as possible because let's be honest, like more stuff is always being added to your calendar. Like there's always stuff that you can add. So it's almost like a nice gift to yourself as the boss to take some things off of the plate of employee Alyssa who shows up and just looks at her calendar and does whatever's in there, right? So I try to eliminate as many things as possible, add white space, take off like full days if I have little tasks in there that I think, you know what, we can just eliminate this. It doesn't have to be done in the next couple of months. Or is this something that I could ask for support with someone on my team or something like that? I will try to remove it. So that's the first thing. Add as much white space as possible. Just go through, even if you just do this like 1 month at a time, that's totally cool. Okay, then thing number two is I try to add buffer times. So again, similar to white space, but now I'll go through and I'll see like, okay, let's say I have in there, write this blog post or film a video or write these launch emails or something like that. Generally, I'll have that in my calendar under like an hour or 2 hours or something like that. I'll see if now that I've created some white space for myself, I can kind of give each one of those tasks a little bit more buffer time. So if I think it's going to take me an hour, I'll try to now bump the time that's blocked off in my calendar to somewhere closer to like 90 minutes or 2 hours and see if I can give myself a little bit more buffer room. There's nothing better than like finishing a job before, your next thing is happening in your calendar, before your next call or whatever. There's nothing better. You can go get yourself a coffee, like you can start working on the next project, answer those Slack messages. Like it's always good to have buffer time where you can either take a little bit more time with the project or be finished early, which is just like, a nice little surprise. And then the third thing that I do, and this one is the hardest because you have to be almost a little bit like self analytical. And I'm going to say what I do is like remove any lies from my calendar. So sometimes I'll put things in my calendar where it's like, okay, go ahead and like reach out to this person or start that new webinar or whatever it is, something that's in my calendar that I thought was a good idea or I've like convinced myself that I need to do. But the honest truth is, it's probably just not going to get done in the next 3 months. And what tends to happen with these lies that you put in your calendar, and maybe for you, it's even like, wake up early. Maybe your thing is like wake up and you've put that at 5 o'clock every day, but like you and me both know full well you're not getting up till 7. So then those things in your calendar are all like up there and then you move them down here and it just feels shitty. I remove as many of those lies as possible because what will tend to happen, like let's say it's to work on a new free training. So I just did this last month, put out a free training on how to work 4 days a week and make 10K months online. That was in my calendar for the entire month before, and I kept moving it because I had so much on the go. That was a lie in my calendar, and I just knew I wasn't going to complete it that month. But rather than doing what I'm doing now, which is to remove any of those lies, I would just keep pushing it like, okay, maybe next week. Okay, maybe next week. And it just kept being pushed to my calendar. And there's like something that just feels so crappy about that. So I try to go in and remove any of those lies. Of course, some still stick around, but see if you can get rid of those. And trust me, your calendar is going to look so much better and feel so much better when you're actually executing on it than if you didn't do a little spring cleaning. So this is my challenge to you. Go into your calendar, give it a little spring clean. Give yourself some white space, add some buffer time, and try to remove as many lies as possible from that calendar. Hope you found this helpful. And if you do clean out your calendar, let me know, or like send me a picture in the DMs, because there's nothing I love more than seeing your calendars. Okay, see you guys.